Howdy and welcome back to Monster Watch. We're going to continue with Dennis Rader AKA BTK's courtroom confession. He was active from 1974 to 1991 in the Wichita, Kansas area and arrested in 2005. This time he'll be talking about his sixth victim, Shirley Vian. This crime is especially heinous as her children were home, locked in the bathroom when he took Shirley's life.
1977 in Sedgwick County, Kansas, that you unlawfully killed Shirley Vian maliciously, willfully, deliberately, and with premeditation by strangulation, inflicting injuries from which she did die on March 17, 1977. Can you tell me what you did on that day?
As before, Vian was actually on that one, she was completely random. There was actually someone across from Dylan's was a potential target. It was called Project Green, I think. I had project numbers assigned to it. And that particular day, I drove to Dylan's, parked in the parking lot, watched this particular residence, and then got out of the car and walked over to it. It's probably the police report, the address. I don't remember the address now. Knocked, nobody answered it. So I was all keyed up, so I just started going through the neighborhood. I'd been into the neighborhood before. I kind of knew a little of the layout of the neighborhood. I've been through the back alleys, knew where some certain people lived. While I was walking down Hydraulic, I met a young boy and asked him if he ID some pictures. Kind of was a Russ, I guess, a roost, as you call it, and kind of feel it out. And saw where he went, and I went to another address and knocked on the door. Nobody opened the door, so I just noticed where he went and went to that house, and we went from there.
Now you call these projects, were these sexual fantasies also?
So he was literally going door to door looking for a victim.
Potential hits, in my world, that's what I call them.
So
They're
you
called
went,
projects, hits.
all right, and why did you have these potential hits? Was this to gratify some sexual interest? Or?
Yes, sir. I had a lot of them, so it's just, if one didn't work out, I just moved to another one.
So, as I'm to understand it, then on the 17th of March, 1977, you saw this little boy go into a residence, and you tried another residence. No one was there. You tried another residence. No one was there, so you went to the residence with the little boy.
And I watched where he went.
What happened then?
After I tried this once residence, nobody came to the door. I went to this house where he went in, knocked on the door, and told him I was a private detective. Showed him a picture that I had just showed the boy, and asked him if they could ID the picture. And at that time, I had the gun here, and I just kind of forced myself in. I just walked in, just opened the door, walked in, and then pulled a pistol.
What gun? What pistol?
357 Magnum.
So you only had one gun with the gun?
Yes, sir.
What happened then?
I told Miss Vian that I had a problem with sexual fantasies, that I was going to tie her up, and that I might have to tie the kids up, and if she would cooperate with me at that time. We went back. She was extremely nervous. I think she was.
Interesting. I wonder why he dropped the whole story about being on the run from California like he used in the first two crimes.
Smoked a cigarette, and we went back to one of the back areas of the porch, explained to her that I had done this before, and I think at that point in time, I think she was sick because she had a night robe on, and I think if I remember right, she had been sick, and I think she came out of the bedroom when I went in the house. So anyway, we went back to her bedroom, and I proceeded to tie the kids up, and they started crying and got real upset. So I said, "Oh, this is not going to work." So we moved them to the bathroom. She helped me, and then I tied the doors shut. We put some toys and blankets and odds and ends in there for the kids, make them as comfortable as we could. We tied one of the bathroom doors shut so they couldn't open it, and she went back and helped me shove the bed up against the.
Well, yeah, she helped him because she thought keeping her kids out of the way was the only way that she could protect them from Dennis Rader, this creep who had just invaded her home.
Other bathroom door, and then I proceeded to tie her up. She got sick, threw up, got her a glass of water, comforted her a little bit, and then I went ahead and tied her up, and then put a bag over her head and strangled her.
All right. Was this a plastic bag also?
Yes, sir. I think it was, but I could be wrong on that.
You put a bag.
It was something. I'm sure it was a plastic bag. Yeah.
You say you put a bag over her head and strangled her. What did you strangle her with?
I think on that I had tied her legs to the bedpost and worked up with the rope all the way up, and then what I had left over I looped over her neck.
All right, so you used this rope to strangle her.
Yes, I think it's the same one that I tied her body with.
What happened then?
Well, the kids were really banging on the door, hollering and screaming, and then the telephone rang, and they had talked about earlier that the neighbor was going to check on them, so I cleaned everything up real quick like and got out of there, left, and went back into my car.
Shirley's oldest son, who Rader had approached on the street, would later say that they had broken the bathroom window in an effort to escape. It's very possible that this saved their lives. The phone ringing may have been the neighbor who saw the window break or heard shouting and decided to call to check in on Shirley. There's no way to know for sure, but that's what it seems like.
When you say you cleaned everything...
Well, put my stuff... I had a briefcase, whatever I had laying around, ropes, tape, cords, I threw that in there, whatever that I had that I brought in the house.
Had you brought that to the Bride residence also?
Now, there is some... I think there's some basic stuff, but I don't remember bringing total stuff like I did to some of the others.
It's interesting because during the Bright confession, he was so sure that he hadn't, because he said Kevin would not be alive today if he had brought his own materials, because the ropes that he had used, Kevin was able to break out of. But if he had used his own stuff, that would never have happened. Now he's not sure.
Was this a kit that you had prepared?
Yeah, yes, I called my hit kit.
He really thinks he's in a movie or something. This guy is twisted.
All right, sir. You left the Vian residence, and had you parked your vehicle near there?
Yeah, and it's still in the same parking lot there at Dillon's, at Hydraulic and what's that? Harry? Lincoln and Hydraulic.
All right, in count 7, it is claimed that on